with that, I would like to introduce someone whose reputation precedes him. He has, well, I just want to say he's represented San Diego State in a really big way, which is amazing for all you San Diego State grads out there, like myself. But also he's represented us at the White House, convening at Reach Higher campaigns, so at the national level. He is a practicing school counselor at the elementary and K-8 level. And he adjuncts at the University of Laverne as well. And I would like to welcome to the stage Homero Magaña.
And so, Jeff, I run my own music club. Sorry, Jeff. I'm not a technology guru. So for me, when you listen to this music, the question is, where does this music take you? For me, I grew up in el Rincón de Don Pedro, municipio de Puruándiro, Michoacán, in a small rancho. And so, when I was growing up in el Rincón de Don Pedro, 1981, I just gave you my age, my life was set. I was supposed to be working on the fields. My dad would come and work picking oranges and lemons in the United States. And for 12 years, I grew up without my dad. And I was used to him coming to this country, to El Norte. For 9 months, he would work here on the fields, and then he would go back to Mexico for 2 months, 3 months to cultivate. And so growing up without my dad allowed me to dream that one day I was going to go to El Norte also and work picking lemons and oranges. Because that was the lifestyle in Navo Rancho. Him crossing the border illegally for many years until 1986 when Ronald Reagan passed the immigration amnesty. So for me, growing up with hope that one day I was going to work in the United States with my dad, it allowed me to focus in Mexico, working on the fields, when my dad would say to me, "Mijo, take care of your mom. Take care of your sisters. You're the man of the house." I was 6, 7, 8 years old. And I was the man of the house, right? I'm the oldest of 5 siblings, 4 sisters, and I'm the oldest. And so I had that responsibility with me. However, in 1993, my dad had applied already for us to become residents of the United States. And thanks to the Ronald Reagan amnesty, we were able to bring the whole family to the United States. And my mom was pregnant when we went to Ciudad Juarez and get our immigration visas. So my little sister was born actually in Mexico. So when we came to the United States, we had her at 2 months old crossing the border with us, and immigration never asked for her. And so that was our experience. Technically, she wasn't documented, but we couldn't leave her in Mexico. We came to the United States. So when we came to El Norte, we came to Fillmore, California, Ventura County, agricultural area. And so coming to Fillmore Middle School, for me as a 7th grader, I didn't want to leave my rancho. I had grown up, and let me share with you, I had grown up with my hat. I had grown up to ride horses, milk the cows, to go to the fiestas, right, and dance. And so, coming to Fillmore Middle School and coming with this identity, I had to quickly learn that you don't go to school with a hat. Maybe a baseball hat, but not with a Mexican hat. And so in Mexico, I didn't go to school with a Mexican hat, but walking through the streets, it was not really cool. Because you know about Fillmore, and where I came to live, Fillmore 4th Street, there were some gangs there. And so coming in there with a hat, it would be like, "Oh, you're wearing a hat?" So I remember some of my relatives would tell me, "Homero, when you go to the United States, you're gonna become a cholo." And I was like, "Cholo? What's a cholo?" It's a cholo. And so, little by little, I started within a year and a half, some of my friends in ELD classes were like, you know, like walking with a cholo style movement. So there I am, trying to imitate it, right? Like, "Hey, ¿qué hubo? USA, you know. And 2 years later, I'm in a class in 9th grade, and I'm standing talking to another friend, and all of a sudden somebody slaps my behind. And I turn around, and growing up in El Rincón de Don Pedro, you don't let anybody talk to you or touch you like that. I didn't have good self-control. So I turned around and I hit the guy and said, "Hey, was it you?" And I said a bad word, sorry. And he stands up and he's like, "Hey, it wasn't me." And I'm like, "So who was it then?" I said, "I don't know." And so we push each other and we get into a fight. They call my mom, "Señora, come and pick up your son." My mom comes in the bus with my 2 little sisters to pick me up. And she's like, "Hey sisters, no, I didn't do anything." I have to talk to your dad about it. So my dad comes and he meets with me. And this is what he shared with me. So I know the assistant principal met with me, but that was a brief intervention. He said, "You're not gonna go to college and you keep behaving like this." The real intervention happened when I went and spoke to my dad. And he said, "Son, I brought you to this country to succeed, not to fail. I brought you to this country so that you can have a better education than me. I don't want you to be working on the fields for the rest of your life. I want you to have a better education than me." He said, "Picking lemons is hard work. I work like a donkey every day so that you can have a better education. And you're in school, playing around, fighting? If you continue to do this, you're gonna work with me for the rest of your life." And I was 13 years old. In El Rincón de Don Pedro, when you're 14 years old, you're working, picking lemons and oranges for the rest of your life. That was the lifestyle. So for me, my dad gave me a choice. Do I work picking lemons and oranges? Or do I focus on school? So for me, it was really easy. It's like, do I carry an 80-pound bag with lemons every day? You wake up at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, or you go to school and you focus on learning. It's very simple. So I said to my dad, "See, Papa, whatever you want," right? I was so scolded. So from that moment on, I decided to embrace sports, do well in school, in my community, and with my religion. So for me, I also wanted to do one thing after I spoke to my dad. I said to my dad, "Dad, can you let me play soccer?" And he's like, "Football? You're gonna break a leg." And so I wanted to become a professional soccer player. Like many people, right? You want to be a professional athlete. I wanted to play with the Mexican national team. And after a while, I realized that I was not that good. I was playing AYSO soccer. And I scored 16 goals, but it was not good enough. However, I played for 3 years with a varsity soccer team at Fillmore High School, and we won a championship, and it was amazing. But being involved in extracurricular activities, it allowed me to develop a passion that never in my life I would have thought that going to high school in the United States was going to allow me to explore so many things. Something else that happened at the end of 4 years, and sorry, I have a lot of props, right? So, sorry, Dad. So when I came to this country, I had no idea what this jacket meant. Some of you were like, that means that you know what this means. For me, when I first got it, I was like, "Oh, a cool jacket, I won't be cold," right? When I became a school counselor, actually I realized that, oh, this F stands because you were really good in school. Oh, this other F stands because you were really good in sports. You were doing like 3 sports. So this Letterman jacket meant so much for me and my family, but at that time I had no idea. Talking about understanding what it's like to be an athlete at the high school level. So when I was a junior in high school, and one bilingual instructional assistant who was a community liaison also came and spoke to me and said, "Homero, I want you to go to this conference, this camp." I'm like, "No, this is not I don't want to go to that camp." She's like, I want you to go out to become a leader. A leader? No, I have a track and field race and I'm gonna earn a medal and I don't wanna go to any camp. She was like, and I said, my parents won't let me. She's like, I'll speak to your parents. I said, my coach won't let me. I speak to your coach. Oh my goodness. And then she actually spoke to all my friends. She recruited all my friends. And because all my friends were going, I decided to go too. So I went to this camp. And after this camp, with Future Leaders of America, and there's an affiliate here on the East Bay area, at Pittsburgh High School, I believe. And so, is this Pittsburgh? Yeah? Awesome. So I joined Future Leaders of America. And being part of that program of Future Leaders of America allowed me to, after I went to that camp, to go to Washington, D.C., everything paid for 10 days, and stayed at American University and learn about the political system of the United States. When I was only in my junior year. That opened the doors for me to learn about the importance of advocacy. Then I said to my counselor, can I take the SAT? She's like, sure, she's a fee waiver. I took the SAT. I get my scores and I'm like, oh, I scored on the top because I was like a 3.86 overall GPA in high school. So they scored really, really high. I get my results and it's like, oh, I scored really low. And so little did I know that for me, my path was to go to the community college. So I went to Homero Community College. I went for 3 years there. And one of my teachers had gone to UCLA. And because he went to UCLA, you get kind of brainwashed. And so I'm like, I want to go to UCLA. I want to go to UCLA. My ELB teacher went to UCLA. I want to go to UCLA too. So my dream was going to UCLA. My first semester of the summer at Homero College, I had to take an English MO2 class, non-transferable class. I took that class because I wanted to get ahead. I take my first class and I earned a D grade. And my dream is to go to UCLA. I want to go to UCLA so bad. I've been influenced by so many people, friends who have gone to UCLA, to Future Leaders of America, and I want to do the same. And at that moment I had to decide, do I focus 100% on school or do I work some part-time jobs here and there? So I decided to focus 100% in school for 3 years. After 3 years of working hard at Homero College, I was able to apply to 5 UCs. UCLA, UC San Diego, UC Santa Barbara, and UC Santa Cruz. And one friend one day in the library said, hey, you should apply to Berkeley. Berkeley? Like, yeah, apply to Berkeley, you have the grades, dude. And I was like, no, I don't want to apply to Berkeley. I don't even know what that is. He's like, just apply. So when I applied to the universities, I was working Pickens and Lennons. They only play for 4 universities from the waiver and the EOPS program. So I paid out of my own money, picking lemons and oranges for UC Berkeley. So I applied, and after hearing from several universities, I got accepted to the 5 universities. And so at that moment, it was easy for me. Where am I going to go? UCLA. However, after learning more about the system, I realized that it was really important for me to really explore the options. I came with my dad and my sister to see Lupe Gallegos at UC Berkeley on a Saturday. Do any of you know Lupe Gallegos? Yeah. So Lupe Gallegos meets with me and my dad on a Saturday morning. We drive at 4 in the morning. We got to Berkeley around 9 in the morning. We meet with her and we go back like at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock. That was my experience. So I got to see Cal for like 3-4 hours. But Lupe Gallegos kind of changed my life because she introduced me to Cal in a way that I have never seen UCLA. I went to the UCLA, to the psychology advisor, and they just give me quick advice. You gotta take all these classes. And here at Berkeley, it was very different. It was like a family environment. So I chose UC Berkeley. My mom would say, no, you gotta go to UCLA. Oh, wash your clothes. Every weekend. And I said, Mom, I had to choose a place where I would pay all my education. So I got a full ride at UC Berkeley. Thank you. And then I became an RA, residential advisor at UC Berkeley for the Casa Magdalena Mora Team Program. And it was just an amazing experience. Then I decided to become a school counselor. And I went and applied to San Diego State University. At the moment that Dr. Trish Hatch was the director of the school counseling program. Once I got there, and met Dr. Trish Hatch and became her graduate assistant for 2 years, she said to me, Homero, why are you trying to quit the school counseling profession before you even start? I said, Dr. Hatch, I can't find a job, you know, it's the summer, and I'll become a loan officer. Loan officer. And she says, no, just stay with it, I'll make sure that you get hired, and you'll become a school counselor, and you'll be fine. So I stayed with that program, and over the past 11 years, I worked 7 years at a high school level. I worked 4 years K through 8 at the elementary level and middle school. And so, for me, one day she called me, she says, Homero, I submitted your resume to the White House. I said, what? You submitted my resume to the White House? She's like, yes. Michelle Obama is looking for a first-generation school counselor that can speak on the importance of higher education. And I said, and you sent my resume to the White House? I didn't even edit my resume. She's like, don't worry about it, we'll know if you get in the next 2 days. She called me the next 2 days and she's like, Homero, you were selected. You're gonna go to the White House convening. You're gonna go to the White House convening and share what do we need to do with the Rich Higher Initiative on supporting school counselors so that we can make an impact in the lives of more first-generation students across the nation. So I went, presented, and within a few 7 months later, I get a call from Dr. Hatch. Homero, where are you at? Pick up the phone. And I said, oh, my phone is dead in the car. She said, the White House is looking for you. They sent it to CIA, right? I said, okay. She gave me a number, and I called the White House, and they say, can you come and introduce Michelle Obama at a College Opportunity Summit to launch the Rich Higher Initiative and the College Opportunity Agenda? And I'm on the phone thinking like, I come from a low-income background, and even though I went to Cal and became a school counselor, you don't get paid a lot. How am I gonna pay for this? And I'm like, so you have to tell us by today. Okay, I'll call you back. So I called them back after I spoke to my wife, and I decided to go. So I went and to Michelle Obama, met Michelle Obama, and it was amazing. And then after that, I'm thinking, that's it. 2 weeks later, I get a greeting card from the White House. And it says the White House. The secretary comes to my office, he's like, oh, you have your friend comadre Michelle Obama. He's sending you a White House card, look at this. And I said, maybe she wants me to go meet the dogs. I open it, and it's an invitation to the Christmas holiday party. I'm like, oh my God. And they call Dr. Trish Hatch. Dr. Trish Hatch. Look, I got an invitation to the... She's like, don't worry, dude, I'll pay for you. I'm like, okay. I'm coming. So we went to the Christmas holiday party, and the rest is history. Over the past 3 years and a half, I had decided, I had always this with me. I had a passion to one day become like a national leader. When you went to Berkeley and you learn about MLK, Cesar Chavez, and so many people, you realize that we as human beings have so much potential. And for me, I was looking for a profession that would allow me to really speak and change the lives of so many students. And I found it in the school counseling profession. And Alicia gets playing on its own. I did not plan that. And so over time, I realized that, the school, I was so inspired, right? And so over time, I realized the school counseling profession was a place to be. So I'm going to show you some pictures so that you can believe what I'm saying. So this is me when I was very little. That's my house. So cute, right? So cute. These are some of the images that I want to share with you. I think if we as school counselors know and understand these 4 key things, the main idea for you is this. From El Rancho to the White House, I believe that every student has that opportunity to go from whatever backgrounds they have to amazing places. And these 4 things are the ones that I believe that help me be resilient, have a passion, have a network, and be an advocate. This is me in my early elementary years, and that was me. We used to dance in that dirt. I mean, that's how poor we were in the school, right? This is my family background from my dad's side. I have 30 total cousins from my mom and my dad's side. My dad had 14 siblings and my mom had 9. And so since the 1950s, they had been part of my grandfather was part of the Bracero program. And I love this quote that says, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." For me, I could have gone in the QLSA. I was doing a peace sign. I didn't even know how to draw signs. And so I could have gone in that path, but I went in the other direction. And you know, this is where we moved in Rancho Ceste. We moved to farm housing. We lived there for like many years. And then talking about resiliency, you come as an English learner, and my first Christmas I got a Dr. Seuss book, Green Eggs and Ham. When in Mexico we only eat green eggs and chorizo, we don't eat like green eggs and ham. Getting exposed to Snoop Doggy Dogg music within the first year. And I'm like, yeah, you know, Snoop Doggy Dogg, I buy the CD, and he's like, I don't understand anything. Now I listen to the lyrics, and he's like, oh my God, what I was listening to, right? Taking the SAT, Mopar College, taking a class, learning about Hamlet and Shakespeare, and then learning about these words, open house. What's an open house? Casa abierta, the house is open? So all the houses in film are gonna be open? What does that mean? Drug-free zone, zona de drogas gratis? There's free drugs here? And then the sarcasm, understanding the sarcasm. So it was really hard transitioning to this country. Resilience, that's a picture of me with my mom and my sister. I did not share with you that I had a sister that had meningitis when she was 1 month old. And so this is the main reason why we came to this country. And so that was our family. This is my dad. And then this is first Christmas here in the United States. That was our house. These are the fields that I used to work in. I went back when I was at Berkeley in 2003. And this is the school where I was. And over there was the elementary school. That actually we lived in that elementary school. I lived in that house for 3-4 years, my first 3-4 years. And then it became the kindergarten. So I went to kindergarten in my own school when I was born. Talking about having the schools and going to learning your school in your home, right? And then, you know, I graduated from different universities, UC Berkeley, San Diego State, CSUN. I got my second master's in administration, and I went to study abroad with UCLA, Spain, Morocco, and Portugal. Passion. People believe that effort or practice cultivates intelligence, skills, and talents. This is what I believe. Every student, if they are able to develop these skills, and we as school counselors help these students develop these skills, these students can do amazing things. Amazing things. Well, you see the mullet that I have in my own hair? And then passion, cross country. I came to run at Stanford University, cross country. I had no idea what it was Stanford. I have no idea. We went and ran on the golf course, and it was amazing. Thinking about the movie McFarland. I was like Danny, number 7, right? And it was true. I was number 7. But at the end of my senior year, I was number 1. And so never did I realize that coming to the Bay Area was going to become my home for 2 years at UC Berkeley, right? This is my dad. The other thing too is I learned how to dance. And when I learned how to dance, it was like the biggest moment for me, because if you know about El Rincon, you know that once you learn how to dance, you become fully skilled. And so you go to parties. Right? So once I learned how to dance cumbia in high school, then you go like, oh, now I'm gonna learn how to dance salsa. What is salsa, right? I only eat salsa. Anyway, cheers. They were like, oh, you learn a new skill? Let's see how you can dance, right? Right? And so, I truly believe that once you learn how to dance, and that's how I met my wife. My wife was a dance major. And I was passing through the dance department, and the dance director was like, Homero, you took ballroom, you're a really good dancer, you're the salsero king. I want you to meet Maria. And so that was just amazing being here at Cal. Then being able to advocate. This is when we went to the White House in 2014. It was just an amazing experience and learning the importance of advocacy. And then to conclude, this is my message to you. I know that school counselors can help students develop resiliency, passion, networking, and advocacy. And that picture that I have there, that was one of the things that inspired me the most. For the past 3 years, people will say, Homero, come and share your story to us, to the students. And I was like, okay, I'll just go. And I'll share. And I was always very shy and timid in a way, because I didn't want to be looked as, oh, you just think that you're better because you went to introducing Michelle Obama, right? No! Over the years, I realized that we have the power of storytelling, that when we share our experiences, you can change the lives of students in different ways. And we do that every day as school counselors. This past summer, I posted on Facebook something, and all of a sudden, one of my students from Morgan High School replies. He says, Mr. Magaña, did you know that thanks to you and the words that you shared with me at one point, when we went to the Mopar College field trip, and you took me as a senior in the AVID program to see Mopar College, I asked you, what did you do to go to Berkeley? And you told me one answer. And I said, what did I say? He said, you said, just get straight A's. Just get straight A's and get involved in extracurricular activities. That student today is right here, Eduardo Salas. He is a student at UC Berkeley, majoring in political science. Right? And that is the power of you as a school counselor. You're never going to be known as a counselor that said to that kid, oh, you're not going to go to Berkeley. You're going to be known as a counselor that says to students, if you work hard, you can go anywhere. Because if you can go anywhere, you can work hard, a lot of doors will open for you. And you have to believe that. So it's really important for me to tell you that when he shared that with me, Eduardo, I got to know him more, because when you're a counselor and you get to know them in the office, you don't get to know them as well as when you get out of the office sometimes. So he just shared with me that he used to work picking avocados. And he's like, what? I had no idea when I was a counselor at Mopar High School. The power of getting to know your students. And so I decided to create my own kind of company called Magaña Education Consulting, and with the title Harvesting Dreams. And over the years, I've been so privileged to know so many people. And for me, it's now time to give back. Dr. Whitson, one day after a CASC presentation at the state conference, he says to me, Homero, you have to start teaching classes for the University of La Verne. I'm like, what, me, a professor? A professor of school counseling? So this past January, I began teaching classes with the University of La Verne. And I'm so excited. So, that's simple. If you're able to do all those things, we as school counselors can impact the lives of students wherever we go. And it's about that story, from El Rancho to the White House, from Oakland to Washington, D.C., from anybody in McFarland or whatever. You can go anywhere. But it starts with we as school counselors continuing to share our passion that we have to change the lives and improve the lives of students throughout the nation. It's not just about us, but we're in the best week of the year. We're celebrating School Counseling Week, and for that, I write a little song before I feel it. Let's see, you know this song? Do you know this song? I can also dance to Justin Timberlake, right? So, with that in mind, thank you very much for listening to me.
Wow. I'm really happy I don't have to do any sort of speech after that. Amazing. I can only faintly echo what he said because his words were so powerful, but we as school counselors have so much to do. And our work, especially in Northern California, starts here. And I just want to say, please get involved. Please come see us. We want you to be here. We're so excited. Reach out, get involved. Let us know. I will make sure you're on next year's conference committee. Just let me know. And you can also help blow balloons. So just some quick logistics. We have 3 rooms downstairs. We have 1 room here upstairs. So if you are planning on attending a session in the Georgian, this is actually the Georgian, so you will stay where you are. There are restrooms downstairs. There are limited restrooms for the number of people that